Facebook. Let's see. Hey everybody, Instagram Live, Facebook Live. This is a little behind the scenes. I am going to be interviewing here with Elsa. And I put on Facebook, I put where you can find her. Hey Shayna, hey Borna Wolf, Neil Shine, hey. So what you're gonna do now, you're going to witness an interview. So y'all can stay tuned. And if you have any questions or anything of that nature, feel free to leave them here or leave them on Facebook at Make It Fun NYC. Gospel Fit, good morning, good morning, good morning.
All right.
So I won't be paying attention to you guys because we have this camera here.
Let's see. Is that a good shot? All right. You might want to scoot up a little bit more. Just move over there. Right up.
Okay.
Ah, perfect.
It's perfect? Okay.
That's good. All right, and then just gonna let it record and then off to the races.
Okay.
So, Bernadette, tell me about yourself. Tell me about your full story of how you got into jump rope, your upbringing, and like your family now. Tell me everything.
Okay. Well, basically, I grew up in the South Bronx. I was born and raised in the Bronx, and basically, I was in a home with my two parents and my brother. So
Okay.
it was two of us at the time, and we did the normal kid things. We went to school, went to church, we went out, with our parents. So that's kind of the home life. As far as jumping rope, I went to elementary school, and back in those times, I'm like 38 now, about to be 38. So back when I was a kid, what we did for lunchtime, we went outside and we played double dutch. So we played double dutch, we played different straight rope games, like 2 on time, don't be late, or trip around the world. And there's so many different things we have to do. So it's like 2 girls turning and like a line of girls, and we're just like doing whatever the game required of us. Also in gym classes, I believe we may have did like a little bit of the single roping. It may not have been like a huge deal back then, but my most memorable memories with jumping rope as a kid was like double dutch and straight rope games outside. Then I believe, and later on in elementary school, I had gotten a book from the library about jump rope, and I tried to teach myself like a lot of the tricks in there. So some were successful and some weren't so successful. So like they had some things like bending down and putting the rope in between your legs, and I just could never figure that out. So
Still now?
No, I actually did it once. Adrian B. She came a couple of weeks ago, and you may have seen the video, like we were jumping in Times Square.
Yeah.
But yeah, she came up and she did like a workshop for punk rope. So I actually did 2 of them. And I was like, yay! But it's probably something that I wouldn't be doing like on a regular basis, just because it doesn't match my style of jumping rope. But anyway, getting back to the story, I wrote that book. I taught myself a lot of tricks from that book, or the ones that I could do. And then in 7th grade, I remember we had a little contest about who could do the most jumps in like a minute. Okay. And I did 240, and I was just like, wow, I won something. So that was like my first little prize with jump rope. And that's like the childhood part of my jump rope memories. And then as an adult, I think after I came back from school, I was like in Union Square, and I saw Equinox Gym. Okay. And I said, hey, I was walking with my friend, I was like, hey, let's go inside this gym and see what it's about. Like I said, I was not working out. I didn't know I was fat. Nothing was going on, So there was a paper, a schedule, and it said arrow box, arrow jump. I'm like, hey, is this a jump rope class? And they're like, yeah, sign me up. Just sign me up. I didn't take a tour of the gym or anything. It was just like, ding, I saw a jump rope and was like, okay, I want to do this. Okay. And it so happened that the teacher is Michael Olajide Jr., which is a former middleweight boxer.
Okay.
And he actually, his career was ended because he had a bad injury to his eye. So like if you see him now to this day, he wears an eye patch on his eye. So that's like,
cool.
yeah, that's like part of his, it's like part of his like uniform or part of his identity, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like when you see me, you see that bandana and the socks. When you see him, you see that it's always going to be that eye patch.
Okay.
So he has like different styles of them, you know? So, I started taking classes with him, and I basically learned the conditioning aspects of jump rope. So like more of the technical, the breathing, the posture, the proper form, conditioning. Those are the things that I learned from his class. And then they had Michael Stephen Johnson, who was another former middleweight boxer. Well, actually, he was an active boxer back then. So he had a boxing class, which I never took because I never had the opportunity. However, he saw my love and passion for jump rope. So he started, working with me, teaching me tricks and things of that nature. So which was fun. And then I believe that next year he was in a bout and he was, knocked into a coma. So and he never survived from there. But those are the two people in my adult years that I credit a lot of my jumping style to now.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
And so then tell me about this boxing jump roping versus, you said there's conditioning, kind of like what's the difference in the technique that you use now today?
Basically, I consider myself a boxer jumper. So if you see a lot of the techniques that I do, you would see them in a boxing gym. So you'll see like a lot of double unders. You'll see like a lot of side swing thingies. You'll see a lot of crisscrosses. You may see 180s. You may not really see 360s too much, but you may see like 180-degree turns and things. So basically what I did is first of all, after going to Equinox, right, when I first signed up, I didn't realize, you know how you go to college and you gain like that freshman 20, 30, 40, whatever, yeah. I literally, I did not know, I was just there for the jump rope, I was literally just at that gym for the jump rope. So at that time, I knew nothing about weights. I knew nothing about like push-ups, squats, sit-ups, planks. I knew nothing about eating healthy, and quite honestly, I just wasn't interested at the time. And for those that know Equinox is an expensive gym, and I was like this little 19-year-old girl coming out of college, and the personal trainers would come up to me all the time, like, let me train you. Like, dude, I could barely afford this gym.
Yeah, they do that to me all the time too.
But it was fine. But I realized like the next year, all I did was treadmill. And that's back when I actually walked on the treadmill like a normal person. But yeah, all I did was treadmill and jump rope. And like by that next year, I had lost like so much weight. So I had went from like, back then I was probably maybe I would say maybe 200 all the way to 165. And I was just like, I did not realize how I looked at a picture one day and I'm just like, oh my God, I was fat. Like, wow.
So just naturally, just through like consistency of getting into jump roping more like as a cardio workout on top of still learning techniques.
Right, so back then it was mainly more about the fitness and weight loss aspect of jump rope.
Yeah. And
then as time went by, I continued to use jump rope. Like it's like no matter what I did in the gym, I would always turn back to that jump rope. So what happened in 2012 is I guess I started getting a little recognition at little places. So then I was starting, to be asked to come here to perform, or come here to jump, or come here to jump. So it was like one particular event that I went to, and they just had some music, and I would never forget it to this day. And the music was really, and so it was a huge event, and I had met one of my Instagram friends from not Canada but from somewhere. And we always say, okay, when we meet up, we're gonna jump, whatever the case may be. So in this particular video, I'm doing my side. It's a trick I made up called side swing combo. Okay. So it's and I'm going to the music, and to this day, if you see the video, I have this big cheesy Kool-Aid smile on my face, and I'm just and that's when the light bulb went off. Like, this is cool. Like this is it. Yeah. So I was searching for that song. Of course, I never found it. But then in the meantime, I just started anytime I heard music and I had my jump rope, I would just start jumping. Okay. So that's kind of how that was the birth of my style.
Okay.
So basically what I did is I took everything that I learned, the little tricks and things of that nature, and I put them to music.
Yeah.
So it looks like I'm dancing. It
A
looks
lot of
like
choreography.
right.
Okay. And so
Right.
do you use that now for all the classes you instruct or the one-on-one training you do?
Yeah, it depends because I do different levels of one-on-one training. So,
Okay.
the first part is like maybe for people that don't know how to jump, people that are learning how to jump, and then I may have another aspect for people that may know how to jump but working on other techniques that they can do
Okay.
aside from the straight jumping, correcting and analyzing styles. Because a lot of people will come and they'll jump, but their form is not right. So then I kind of analyze it, correct it, and give them other things that they can do to work on their conditioning.
Okay.
Because a lot of times, you know, a lot of people want to just come and learn tricks, but then I say, give me 100 straight jumps, and you can't do it. You know, and it's
Yeah.
like you need to have your conditioning, you need to have your stamina, you need to have your form, you need to have footwork, you need to know how to do these things without even thinking about it.
Okay.
Because it's like if you can't do that, then you're not ready to advance into like other tricks.
Okay.
And then the other aspect will come from people that know how to jump, but they want to learn how to do some tricks.
All right.
So then I'll work on that. So it'll be like more or less like doing the basic tricks like crossovers, double unders, the little basic things that I do.
Okay.
I'm working now on a program where I'm teaching people now how to do it to music.
Okay.
Because it's very difficult. It's not as easy as it looks. And yeah, it's not. And this is why, like, you know, ever so often I'll throw in a new song. Like,
Yeah.
I believe like this week I jumped to like 2 new songs. And it's just playing around. So this is how I stay on my toes. Because of course with each song, sometimes the rhythm may be the same, but there's some things that's just gonna,
Yeah.
you know, be different. So that's still challenging me to kind of stay on top of my craft. Just
Okay.
because of the transitionings and how quick we have to do things and thinking on my feet too.
Yeah.
Because none of these things are rehearsed. So
Yeah.
yeah, in my teachings, I teach different levels, you know, depending on where the person's at.
Yeah, because I know that you're definitely going. You said you're going through some rebranding,
Right.
and that you're also a mom of 3. You work. Like, what is next? Like, what is the plan? Do you have a plan? Like, are you just?
I'm working on it. So basically, yeah, with my life right now, it's insane. So I'm a wife. I was about to say I'm a husband. Facts. Her group on Facebook really helped. Hi, Nisi. You know what, Nisi? Shout out to Denise right here. This is like one of my hugest followers. Like
Yeah.
she's been faithfully following. Like Denise has been faithfully following me. Really, she's been faithfully following me since I guess when I was pregnant. I started doing a lot of live streaming,
Yeah.
and she's like, it's like I feel like Jesus, and she's one of the 12. Yeah, I feel like Jesus, and I feel like Denise is one of my 12 disciples. Like she literally like almost retweets. She follows me everywhere: Snapchat,
Aww.
Instagram,
Biggest
Facebook,
fan.
YouTube, my Facebook groups, my Facebook pages. Like Denise, my website, she's everywhere, and I really appreciate you, Nisi. So yeah, and you need that. You need people
Yeah.
that are like that with your brand. So basically, I'm talking about rebranding.
Granny being a mom.
Oh yeah, that's
What are you
doing? So basically, yes, I'm a wife. I'm actually a newlywed. So I just celebrated a year in February. I have 3 sons. So one is 9. Johnny's 9. Yaron's gonna be 7 on Monday, and T. John is gonna be is 9 months.
Okay.
I have a full-time job, so I work as a social worker, or I would say case manager, but people better identify it as social worker. They're like,
Okay.
case manager, what's that? And then I am working to grow my business of,
Yeah.
jumping rope. So that comes with a lot of different components in itself. So I'm like busy, like
Yeah,
nonstop
no,
busy,
yeah.
because social media that's a job within itself. And I'm actually now growing my team
Okay.
little by little.
With just like people who are interested in jump roping. Or
So
just...
like the team is well, as far as like the business side, as far as
Sure,
Make It Fun
yeah.
NYC, now I have a manager,
Okay.
and then I have now a brand publicist. There we go. I just call her a publicist. I have someone that helps me with my blogging,
Okay.
and then I have a virtual assistant and a graphic designer.
Okay.
So this is kind of all in the small phases of things, because before I was trying to do everything on my own.
Yeah.
And it's totally